Alright, guys, we are live. Oh, let's wait a little bit, see if we can get some viewers before we get talking.
Oh yeah. It's happening. It's the final one, isn't it?
Well, we got to get the Dr. Adair interview out there first, don't we? Then it's over.
That's gonna happen tomorrow or something, right?
No, we're still a couple days away from that because we gotta get the Edward Dodge video out tomorrow, and then after that we need to get the Dr. Adair episode 1 out. And we're still several days away from that specific episode because I'm behind on a bunch of recordings that need to be edited, so that's a lot to deal with.
Well, that being said, let's enjoy. This is probably the final one, isn't it?
I'm not gonna keep assuming anymore because we keep doing it number live, talking about it.
Well, it's just so hard to give up because I know it's ugly, but we've grown attached to it, even though it's kind of ugly. But it has. You just grow attached to it. It's hard to give up stuff, you know.
Right now we got no viewers right now, so it's probably gonna take a little bit of time before we get anyone actually watching.
Oh no.
It's okay, it happens.
But why does it happen to me?
We got one viewer.
Yeah, that's me. Oh wait, no, it's not me. Crap.
Unless you can bilocate.
Well, I happen to, but I'm not. I decided not to do it because that would be just silly.
Right. Let's wait for some more guys to come in here, then we'll take down the image and get straight to work.
Oh yeah.
This is just simply the intro image, my friends. Huh. This must be a bad night. We can't get any viewers right now.
Well, it's a Monday.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, it's turning into Monday for me. Sunday right now, but we're 59 minutes away from it being Monday.
Look, it's time travel. Don't get me involved with time travel.
Okay, we're 3 minutes in. Still only one view.
There goes the one guy watching. Are you sure it's not me?
Nah, I think it's you.
I think it's me. This
Yep.
kind of doesn't count.
Oh, now we're at 2 views. We're at 2 views now.
Yeah, probably one of them is me.
One of them certainly is.
Mm.
The other one's probably someone else, so that's good. We're getting some views. If we don't get to like minimum 3 or 5 views, we don't get somewhere now. Okay, somebody pressed like. Was that you?
Yes.
It was you.
I have to. Wait, no, let me see. Oh no, it wasn't me. Ah!
Well, that's progress.
Yeah, we're doing it. At this rate, we're gonna get you a
we're
lot
at-
in a little time.
Did you like it now? Because now we're at 2.
Yes.
Yeah, if we don't start getting a little bit more views and some comments in a couple of minutes, I'm probably just gonna call it off, and we'll do a live tomorrow, much earlier.
Oh no.
Yeah, that might be better.
Well,
Wait a couple more minutes. If we don't get some more views, we'll just go back to editing the Ed Dodge video. That'll be fine. And I think I'm gonna make that I think I'm just gonna make it instantly public instead of premiering it. We're still at 2 likes, 1 view, and 1 comment from you. Not entirely a good start tonight.
well, it's a Monday.
Yeah. Okay, we're at 2 views again, including you. We're 3 likes, so I'm starting to suspect there's more people watching than I think.
Well, let's just keep talking and see who gets live. For the meantime, let's just talk about something fun.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the History Valley podcast with your host Jacob Berman. Tonight I am joined by Leo Cloud once again. Last night's stream was pretty damn long, 3 hours. This stream is currently planned to be much longer than that. John Greer says second comment. Welcome in, John.
Everybody knows you do first. That's the
So
only comment
what you
that
guys are seeing
matters.
here is a little bit of a joke I made several months ago on the Centurions for Paul group on Facebook. The link is in the description of pretty much every video I've ever made on this channel. Well,
Come join. We had fun there.
yeah, I don't know if it's every single video, but it's in plenty of the videos. But
It's a majority of them, yeah.
yeah, majority for sure. Yeah, so this is a joke. This is part of the spoof I'm planning with Leo on the time travel spoof. Jesus is in the 1st century and he's being time traveled. The time traveler is going back in time, take Jesus to the 5th century so he can turn into King Arthur.
Right.
That's the story I'm writing anyway. It's
With a lot of sci-fi characters.
It's going to be a hilarious spoof. It's going to be a hilarious spoof. This is basically a spin-off of the Ralph Ellis critiques. That'll be independent from the final criticism coming out pretty soon here. Yeah, so basically this meme is self-explanatory. It might be a spoof on Terminator, unless I decide to rewrite the story to be more original and to exclude references to Star Trek or Star Wars or Terminator.
All Stargate.
Well, I didn't plan on throwing Stargate in there. That's going to be a multiverse cluster of a mess if we go that far.
No, and just being 30, 20 people isn't a multi-class cluster of a mess.
It already is, right? The Suliban and Star Trek Enterprise are doing a lot of time traveling right now.
Oh yeah.
Whole lot of time traveling going on there, my friends. Endless.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And for some reason, all the time travel occurs in 1st century Israel. For some reason, it's just how it is. And England. It's all of the time travel only occurs then.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, there's Star Destroyers in 1st century Judea, according to Ralph.
Oh,
Ellis.
I mean, everybody knows that.
Well, he doesn't mean that literally. Although, I mean, there has to be a multiverse temporal collision for that to work. So we went from 4 views down to 2. YouTube's being weird. I kind of doubt 2 people dropped out that quickly. The meme's got to be keeping somebody watching. I mean, my goodness, I worked hard on this meme.
Yeah, come on, it's the internet. Memes are what fuels the internet. Screw code. It's memes that fuel the internet.
Damn
not.
Right.
How many Ralph Ellis's does it take to change a light bulb?
22.
Yeah. And they all have to be a different guy changing it, but...
Yeah.
By the way, we're not kidding. If you watch the last video, we literally count 22 guys who are Jesus. And you managed to... You forgot, like, 2 guys, didn't you?
We forgot 2 guys for Joseph.
Ah!
We sure did. Okay, let's take this meme down and get straight to business. Alright, so we left off with this King Arthur stuff. He's in Britain right now. Jesus in Britain turning into King Arthur. He was taken there, built by the Romans. Fortress Diva is a Roman Guantanamo Bay, according to Ralph Ellis. Yeah, so we're doing these live streams because once this video comes out, we will never be doing a live stream again on Ralph Ellis. So I'm taking the advantage of having every last minute.
It's the last goodbye.
Yeah. So once this video comes out, it's over because that's where I stated. It's over once this video comes out. So I want to have some fun. I want to joke around, have some fun, reminisce about the criticisms because it's kind of funny. It's actually kind of comedic in a way.
If it wasn't funny, it would be sad. So yeah.
Yeah, that too, because it is sad. I mean, somebody actually believes all this nonsense.
I would say pathetic is the right word, if you ask me. It's kind of pathetic.
Right. Yep. It really is. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. But it's also funny, and we're gonna make jokes.
All right, so let's pull up this list. So Leo, do you have? Are you? Did you turn on a stream? To turn on the stream from your end and have it muted so you can see the comments?
So,
Yeah, that way, so you can see the images as well. I want you that way.
so
You
it's
can
a
see
big
what I'm about to
fold.
put up here. Okay. We're gonna play some of the Robert Eisenman video as well, like so we'll go into that and talk about the Dead Sea Scrolls because pretty soon here, I want to do a series on the Dead Sea Scrolls, especially once we get away from Ralph Ellis. Finally.
You know what you call the Dead Sea Scrolls in Hebrew? Oh, sorry, the Dead Sea in Hebrew?
Why don't you tell us?
It's the Salt Sea.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we call it because it's really salty. Calling it Dead Sea is kind of scary, but it's just a salt sea because it's really salty. And if you go there now, it's a really good place for tourism because you go into the sea itself and all of the minerals cleanse your skin and rejuvenate them with the minerals. And people take the mud and they put them in bottles and they get home with it and they give themselves a face mask. Not fascinating at all. Anyways, come visit. It's hella fun.
But I had to make that meme. It was just too funny not to do it. It really was. It really was. It was just too funny not to do it. Last night we talked about methodology. Why you can't go around saying that guy that one word has one letter in there common to another word that has one letter in common, but everything else is different. So therefore, it's the same word. That's not how research is done. That's retarded. That's ridiculous.
Yep.
No.
I'll summarize it like this. Ralph Ellis doesn't have any methodology. Whatever he wants, it's his whims are, in his opinion, just as legitimate as any researchers because it's his whims and why not? The guy has absolutely zero respect for any rationality whatsoever, as evident by his, promiscuity of criteria for reasons. I mean, if his idea of methodology was a password, it would be fastword. Like that's how easy it is. Or his password would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a more strict and disciplined
it'd be funny.
security than he has methodology. So,
if his password is all the names that he calls Jesus.
Yes.
That'd be one long password.
Ever. That's a big long password, but maybe it's good.
So we're gonna go to the Wayback Machine to access this website that's no longer exists.
The website.
Thomas Varani on Ralph Ellis. So we're gonna be reading about that. And we're gonna go from there. So I have to find the link to the website real quick. I'm trying to find it. Okay, I know that Dr. Adair has it on his thing, so. Aha, here it is, Gilgamesh42.wordpress. Okay. Wayback Machine, accessing it now.
You know what? I identified Jesus as Sailor Moon from the anime. Because why not?
Yeah. Why not, right?
Ralph's answer to anything is essentially why not. I mean, why is Jesus the King Arthur? Why not?
All right, we got it open.
Oh.
All right, so you can see this, Leo?
Nope, it's not on yet. One sec. Ah, it's on. Good. The musing of Thomas Verena.
Thomas Varani.
but it's V E.
Don't worry. I mean, I screwed up on the pronunciation before. It's Virani.
But it's not even close to how it's written.
Yeah, I know it sounds like that, but okay. So here we are.
Okay. I'm gonna have to trust you on this, but okay.
Oh, the past few months, primarily last year. This is back in March 4, 2013. So that's like over 9 years ago. He says here, I've had a hand in debunking all sorts of nonsense relating to Jesus and the Bible. And reports appeared online of a new Markan manuscript fragment. I was quick to demonstrate that the fragment was a bad fake. Prior to that, rumors about the importance of several dozen lead codices, but this proved to be also the product of a modern workshop, probably in Jordan, where fake artifacts and tourist trinkets are manufactured for profit.
Yeah.
It seems someone figured that they could get more money with them by generating controversy, and it worked. Last year was a rough year for those who want to keep the field safe from pseudo-scholarship and fake archaeologists peddling sensational material for money, fame, or worse. Frankly, I'm a bit worn down. But this year is shaping up to dominate the past few years so far as sensational discoveries go. I read an article this morning on Yahoo where a man claims to have uncovered the truth about Jesus. Jesus was, wait for it, the Prince King of Edessa. Oh yes, someone believed it, but not just for any someone. Following 25 years of research, Ralph Ellis has discovered that Jesus was the Prince of Edessa in northern Syria.
25 years of research,
Yeah, 25 years of toilet paper.
And we only found of him after the Da Vinci Code became a thing. That's when he started appearing.
That's right. Well, the article says nothing whatsoever about academic affiliation, credentials, or if this individual has a grasp of the ancient original languages. So I decided to do a search, and I found this is Amazon.com bio. Here is a screen grab. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay. So the images aren't quite showing up. I'm going to try to go back to see if I can go to an earlier shot of the website where the images are still working. Let's see. It's loading right now, my friends.
How is it Virani? Never mind.
That's odd. Okay, I'm going to cut the screen here. And I'm going to see if I can fix this. Okay. Yeah, Thomas Virani did a really good job just utterly annihilating this BS. And, of course, in return, Ralph gave him all kinds of hell.
The worst hell Ralph Ellis can give someone is getting him to read his books. That you can't top that.
Okay, we're going to go back to the 2013 era. We're going to go to the October 28th, snapshot.
What? So I'm gonna be back in high school? Crap.
For some reason, I'm having a hard time getting access to the website, even through the Wayback Machine. Be patient with me, everybody. We're working on it.
Yeah, time travel is hard.
That's exactly what we're doing. We are actually time traveling. We're with the Terminator. We're going back.
Yeah. Unless you're Jesus. Jesus is the best time traveler in history, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Can't go wrong with that. Okay. Hopefully this works so we get the images to show up. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's get it linked up. Here it is. The images are there. So now we can continue where we left off. Okay.
There we go.
Here's where it gets a little hairy. Does he have any noteworthy credibility? Well, apparently not. But should that stop him? I mean, it hasn't stopped the Elkintons from claiming that they have uncovered the original text of Jesus on lead tablets. It hasn't stopped Simico Jacobovici. I did not say his last name right. Jacobovici, thank you. From claiming that he found Atlantis. And it hasn't Joe Atwill from claiming that Jesus was invented, along with Josephus by the Roman Empire, as some sort of practical joke against the Jews in an attempt to gain their loyalty and obedience. Hell,
That's
even,
how you gain people's trust,
even
by making
Giorgio
a practical joke.
Tsoukalos, I don't know if I pronounced that last name right, has his own medium on a major network, spreading his ancient alien theories all over the place. Oh yeah, now I recognize him. Yeah,
Oh,
that guy's alone. I mean, having credentials or being affiliated academically hasn't stopped these guys. So I should stop him. Ellis looks on his whole lacking credibility, but as an opportunity. In fact, his bio claims that being independent. Now, this is something Christopher Lawson just destroyed him on. Being independent from theological and educational establishments allows Ralph to tread where others do not dare. And it is through his independence that Ralph has discovered so many new biblical and historical truths. Alright, let me translate that for the audience. Being independent from theological and educational establishments allows Ralph to bend history when others do not dare to do so. And it is through his independence that Ralph has deceived so many new biblical researchers from discovering historical truths. That's what that means. Now, if by leading where others do not dare, others being, I suspect, most of us students, professors with academic affiliations to theological and educational establishments, he means he has the freedom or independence to speculate wildly on everything and everything related to history or historicity, other biblical narratives without a need to justify or support the extraordinary claims he is making with evidence and careful research when he is correct. Wow. I couldn't have said it better myself, Tom. He doesn't have to worry about supporting any claim he makes. Damn right. Or reporting to the head of his department, or worrying about whether he will receive tenure, or what other colleagues will think of him. All he has to worry about is how well his self-published drive will sell. Exactly. You can't put it better than that.
You really can't.
Alright, let's keep reading this. He seems to be in good company as his readers often purchase other brilliant classics, note sarcasm, such as the works of Zecharia Sitchin, the guy that claims that the Sumerian Anunnaki were ancient alien astronauts, so too the biblical Nephilim. Yeah, that's insanity. Archaea asks Jesus was invented by ancient astrotheologists and based upon earlier astrological figures. Joe Atwell, see above. Joseph P. Farrell published such pivotal works as Roswell and the Reich, the Nazi Connection, published through a distributor who specializes in this sort of stuff. Amen Osman, an Egyptian-born author who talks a lot about secret histories of Moses and Jesus, and not the pharaohs. And the list goes on. Many are unaffiliated, interested in extreme fringe theories with little or no supporting evidence, and who cannot seem to publish through an academic press for whatever reason. Then again, Ellis isn't sure how long he's been studying for the subject. 25 years according to the article, or 30 years per his Amazon.com bio. But don't let my words influence your opinion. Let Ellis's words prove his worth as a historian. Here's a snippet from his book, Jesus King of Edessa. Josephus also calls these people the upper barbarians. And he does so.
Do the British accent. Do the British accent if you can.
That's gonna be hard. I can't.
Josephus also I can do it. Yeah. If anybody's British and watching, join us because we need we need you. I mean, come on.
All right, keep the conversation going. I have to be right back.
Who, me? So, well, this is come on. That's only one guy watching, and one of 3 guys watching, and one of them is me. So, hi, me. Hope you're enjoying this. I thought about it, and just because what's his face, Ralph can publish. I want to publish stuff too. I mean, why shouldn't I get a chance? And I don't know yet what type of theory. So I was just saying, what type of theory I should go for, because I also want to self-publish because it seems fun. And if Ralph can do it, why shouldn't I do it? So I want to publish my own theory, and I want something that's just exciting enough and kind of delimited. So does anyone have any ideas?
Well, we can talk about it in the future. But right now,
I'll think about it later.
We got Ralph Ellis to talk about.
Right.
The final days of the Ralph Ellis critiques, my friends.
Yeah,
don't miss it, because it'll never come again.
Never coming again. One last time.
Whenever that comes out, but the spoof is not really direct. It's a spoof. It's not it's not like it's not like his name is going to be mentioned in it. So keep that in mind. It's not an official criticism, so that doesn't really count. So I take that back. All right. Josephus also calls these people in the upper barbarians, and he does so not merely to denigrate them as being unsophisticated and vulgar, which is one meaning of the Greek barbaros, but also because there was yet another convenient pun to be found here. As we saw previously, the term barbar, oh here we go, and the Latin meant beard, from which we
that's actually true.
Yes, but wait for it. From which we derive the English barber. Yeah, okay. So good.
Okay,
so far, so good.
I think so, maybe. Okay.
Cool. Hold on. It's going to get bad. And this is where it gets really bad. And this would have been an obvious coded reference to the royal family of King Abgar and Queen Helena of Edessa Adiabene.
What?
Yeah, that's where he goes insane, because these royals were all long-haired and thickly bearded, as we shall see later. Thus, Saul Josephus would have, as he would pronounce him Josephus, without delighted in mocking both the Nazarene and the Adiabene as being vulgar, long-haired, and bearded barbarians. So he's claiming that barbarians and barber are related. This is probably why one of the conspirators of the revolt who had jailed with Jesus before the crucifixion was called Barabbas. Oh my goodness. So Barabbas, which means son of the father in Hebrew, is the barber, long-haired barbarian. Oh my. Literally, because it sounds alike, guys.
In two languages that have no connection to each other, like those. I'm just gonna give you an example. The word for teeth in Hebrew, the word for teeth in Russian is zubi, and zubi means dick in Hebrew. So is there a connection between teeth and dick? No, there isn't.
It's like saying there's a connection with Monty Python's Biggest Dickus, because it sounds like Barabbas. Biggest.
Yes.
Starts with a B, ends with an S, like Barabbas, so they're the same thing.
I mean, you can think of so many. I don't know why not. The same vein, you could say that I can think of 5 million funny words in Hebrew, like the word for commander, like the commander, is mefaked, and if you say it in English, you just hear fuckhead. So when all the soldiers are saying yes mefaked, are they saying yes fuckhead? No. It's funny. Every time an American guy comes to Israel to do his army service or whatever, and he says that, they just laugh, and they can't blame them. They just said fuckhead. So
why not?
Mefaked, and if you don't know what it means, the list can go on and on of funny words, like zona in Hebrew means hole. Is there any connection between zone and hole? No. And also chara means jar in Spanish, but in Hebrew it means set. I was at a restaurant once, it was in a Spanish-speaking country, and the waiter asked me, do you want a chara limonada? I told him, no, we have chara limonada in my country too. I want good limonada. Lemonade. So this whole wordplay obsession with him in two languages that don't have anything to do with anything is stupid. Like, it's even dumber if you speak the language.
That's what I was saying earlier, to wait for it. So Ben Tom says, yep, brilliant. I mean, why not? Because Barabbas just can't be Aramaic for son of the father, like every other scholar in the world argues. Barabbas equals Bar-Abba. Even though his full name is portrayed as Jesus Barabbas in some variants as a play on Jesus, the son of the man, it has long been thought of as a metaphor for the Leviticus 16 atonement sacrifice for the sins of Israel. Yeah, that's the Yom Kippur. Of Jesus as the sacrificial goat, while Barabbas is the scapegoat sent off in the wilderness. But why do the other scholars of academic attachments and credentials know anyway? They have no independence to do real research. Am I right, Ellis? Well,
yeah, I mean, they just spent all their life studying this stuff and made a career out of it.
The Yahoo.com article goes on to tell us more about this Jesus King of Edessa. Readers might imagine that the true history of this region might undermine much of the biblical story that the gospel authors have crafted. But in reality, the Gospels always did say that Jesus was a Nazarene, Matthew 2:23, and a king, Luke 23:38. And so this new analysis changes very little in the Gospel story. But that isn't true, is it? Ellis has cherry-picked his verses without recognizing their significance. After all, Jesus is called a Nazarene because he is portrayed as being from the town of Nazareth, which is why he was called a Nazarene, which explicitly states in 2:23, and he went and lived in a town called Nazareth. So it was fulfilled what was said through the prophets. He will be called a Nazarene. In other words, it was because he lived in Nazareth but he was called a Nazarene, i.e., that people from Nazareth were Nazarenes, not people from Edessa, not to be confused with the Nazarites, which also appear in the New Testament. Now, maybe this was a pun by Matthew to signify that Jesus was also a Nazarite, as well as a Nazarene, but he does not make the appropriate connections as Luke seems to do later. Now, he goes on here saying, additionally, the use of king in Luke 23 is theologically rooted, i.e., Jesus is the king in the heavenly sense, but used as satire by the Romans, which contradicts the claim made by Ellis. Ellis might have known this had he intended any sort of credible institution, theological or otherwise. The article goes on, unfortunately. This is a scholarly study of all available historical evidence, including the Tanakh, Talmud, Josephus, Flavius, Roman historians, and venerable Syriac historians like Moses Corinth and Johannes Draxenach-Kerdek. I'm not sure if I pronounced that last name of Johannes right. Well, I guess that settles it. It states it right here. There is a scholarly study, whereby scholarly now means 25 years of independent study with no credibility and zero accountability. Man, what a shame that I'm spending all this money on education when I could have just self-published this whole time. But there is some concern here with the name he provides for Jesus in Edessa, as well he calls this King Isis Manu. This is rather bizarre, since the king in the 1st century was called Izates, not Isis, and the two names, Jesus and Izates, don't even come from the same language, nor do they mean the same thing. Yeshua is a derivative of the Hebrew word for savior or rescuer, while Izates is Persian for divine being God. Thank you, because you know what? The Adiabeni were Ptolemies. That's why they called themselves that. One of the reasons. Yeah. Anyway, Ellis may want to stretch the meaning of Izates to Jesus by suggesting that Jesus was considered God or the Son of God by his followers, but these are superficial correlations. Thank you. And only useful to those with no grasp of ancient languages, as a friend noted. It would be like trying to compare modern English to Chinese.
Oh, I mean, that's not that hard.
And actually, where exactly does Manu come from? Josephus doesn't refer to him as such, and only ever calls him Izates. Does Ellis link Manu or Emmanuel the same, the name he really wants, with Izates' father Monobazes II? Is Ellis seriously attempting to link Izates bar Monobazes with a name like King like Isis Manu? Because that is what it seems like he has tried to do here. And in his example article, which is absolutely atrocious, he writes, when tracking the history of the same infant within the many chronicles of Saul Josephus, it was appeared that he grew up to become Jesus of Gamala, who is called King Isis of the Adiabeni. Unfortunately, he has missed the mark. Who is exactly Saul Josephus anyway? Does he mean Josephus?
Yeah, I know Saul Yosef. I know. If you're
wondering who Jesus of Gamala is, you're better off not knowing. But if you really want to know, I suppose you could find information out of here. And yes, there was a guy who tried to sue the Catholic Church for covering up the fact that Jesus of Nazareth was really Jesus of Gamala. I guess crazy attracts crazy. Yes, this is going to be a long year. Ralph Ellis has commented, and I have responded to his posts, which are nothing more than reciting the same thing over and over again in crazier ways. You can read my response to his claims here. Wow. That was a mouthload. That was...
It's going to be a long year. Meanwhile, we're here in 2021, almost 22, and we're still up in this mess. So, yep, been long.
Right. Any questions?
Ralph Ellis actually responded. Wow.
Yeah, it's a long response. So, Ralph, let's see what you got here. So, Leo, would you like to have the mic and read that atrocious comment?
All right, but I'm going to do my British accent, but I can't promise it's going to be good. So, this analysis hardly scratches the surface. In reality, the biblical Jesus was called King Jesus Emmanuel. The historical Isis was called King Isis Manu El the Sixth of Edessa. The biblical Jesus was a king of the Jews. The historical Isis was a de facto king of the Jews because his mother, Queen Helena, was the de facto queen of the Jews. The biblical Jesus was a Nazarene. The historical Isis was a Nazarene. The biblical Jesus was sent away to Egypt for his education. The historical Isis was sent away for his education and appears to have visited Egypt and stayed in Jerusalem. His mother furnished the temple in Jerusalem. How did he? Okay. The biblical Jesus Saul and Barnabas, took money from King Abgarus of Edessa to provide famine relief for Jerusalem. The historical Isis Manu's father was the Same king of Agabus of Edessa. The biblical Jesus was a revolutionary who fought the Jerusalem authorities and the Romans. Fucking bullshit. The
Let's scroll
historical
down.
Jesus was a revolutionary who fought the Jerusalem authorities and the Romans. The biblical Jesus was captured and crucified. The historical Jesus was captured and crucified. The biblical Jesus survived the cross and been taken down early.
By the
The
way, I want
historical
to
Jesus-
note there after assuming 22 men are the same guy. Continue.
Yes. The biblical Jesus was taken down by Joseph of Arimathea. The historical Jesus was taken down by Josephus Flavius. The biblical Jesus wore a crown of thorns. The historical Jesus wore a crown of thorns. Oh my God, they even wore the same. Dude, they wore the same. Like, I'm wearing a black tank top right now. Somebody else wore a black tank top, and so we're the same guy. The biblical Jesus wore a purple cloak, the imperial cloak. The historical Jesus had worn a purple cloak, the imperial cloak, because he wanted to become emperor. The biblical Jesus was born under the Eastern Star. The historical Jesus was using the star prophecy of the Eastern Star to become emperor. You'll know that it was Vespasian who took the star prophecy and used it to become emperor, and Tacitus and Suetonius conform. I could go on, and sadly he does. But you perhaps see my point. Jesus was a prince and king of Edessa called King Jesus Manuel. Don't make me do that again, please.
There's another paragraph to read.
Okay, let's do the other paragraph. Cap. And the reason why I'm losing brain cells during this, you better
I know.
appreciate me for this. I don't have a lot of brain cells to spare after some head damage, so. I literally got hit in the back of my head once in a training accident, and I felt I had like head issues for a while. I even had to go to the hospital for it. That felt better than this. And the reason why you have never heard of King Agbarus or King Manu, even though they were very famous historically, is because the Catholic Church has done everything in its power to delete them from history. Even though Agbarus appears in the Acts of the Apostles in Act 1147, this is the unspoken truth that remained hidden for nearly 2,000 years, the historical truth that the Catholic Church thought it had buried forever. Enjoy!
Sounds like a salesman.
I like it that he says enjoy at the end, like anybody could enjoy this craziness.
Well, it sounds like a salesman trying to. It sounds like a con man trying to promote his books.
No, he's not a very good salesman, technically. I used to work as a salesman, and he's pretty bad at it. He doesn't have the fundamentals of a salesman to him. He just doesn't.
Let's see if Thomas Verani responded. Yep, he did.
Yeah, but by the way, the most important quality for a salesman is to listen and look for the needs, like see what the other person wants and what he needs and how he views things. Ralph Ellis doesn't have that, so I don't think you can say he's a good salesman, honestly.
Just making sure I didn't fuck up and damage my green screen. I didn't. Okay, so let's take a look here. Hold on.
Tom Verani.
There, that's better for me. Okay, let's take a look here. Thomas did respond, somewhat lengthy. I'll read it. Abgarus is nowhere in Acts 11:27. You are delusional. The passage reads during. I told you guys that other scholars call him delusional, not just me.
Yeah,
The passage reads during. I'm gonna highlight this whole shit so everybody can see it. The passage reads during this time some prophets from Jerusalem came to Antioch. Did you mean 1128? Get this passage right. At least after 25-30 years, you'd think you'd get it right. And even 1128 only mentions as Agabus, not Abgarus. Are you dyslexic? And that is why you can't keep these different people straight? Love you, Tom. In Greek, Agabus, or Agabos, which is not the same name as Abgar in Greek. Exactly. You know, when I was looking at this earlier, in my research, it took me some time to look at it, but even I realized, yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah, it's not. They're not the same guy. They're not the same name. I meant to say, not like they're not the same guy. Obviously, they're not the same guy. But there's someone like you who is untrained and looking for superficial links to string a case upon. This would probably look the same. No, sorry, but you're wrong or delusional. Your choice really. But it can't be anything else. If the Catholic Church tried to cover up the facts about Abgar and Manu dynasties, then they did a terrible job because Eusebius, a Christian historian, Spends a lot of time fabricating a story about Abgar and all the Armenian kings from Edessa. We have tons of historical information about him and the rest of them. They allowed Moses Koren to publish this hack job of history about Abgar the Black. Moses Koren is a saint, by the way, and then permitted retelling the narrative about Abgar the Great. This is why I call you ignorant. Even your conspiracy theories have conspiracy theories. Your case reads like a smut magazine, not a scholarly argument. You conflate all sorts of things and use terrible logic to attach them all. It is a Da Vinci Code mentality. What if A were really B, and what if C were really B, and what if B were really X, Y, and Z, and so on and so forth. This is not how history is done. This is how quacks and sensationalists fabricate people and events in order to make money off gullible people.
You know, I don't think he's doing it to make
Holy
money. I think he's
shit.
doing it because he really believes it. I don't think money has anything to do with it.
That was badass.
That was a massacre.
Yeah, he screwed Ellis hard.
Yeah, that was a knockout punch.
Yeah, he's the boxing ring is over already.
Ding, 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 and the judge has to come and declare it a TKO. Technical knockout. That's when the guy can stand, but he's not fit to fight.
And I like to
He doesn't
support
even
this
spell the, he
article
doesn't
by
even spell the
saying,
Greek right.
I rated 5 stars. Not only that, but there's one thing Tom should have said that I will say. King Isis Manu did not exist. He did not exist. I even told Ralph during the debate that it's Ralph's fantasy. There is no king called Isis Manu. Only cranks and lunatics who follow his, only fans of his who I say are lunatics, would believe that nonsense. Only they would. And you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ralph Ellis fans are loons. They can unsubscribe from my channel. I don't care. I don't want them watching my shit. They're crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy people. He's the only he is the only person that I would say that stuff about. Okay? Because this guy's something else. Let's take a look at the king's list from Edessa, shall we? The Abgarid dynasty. Oh, I got rid of our screen there. Hold on.
There we go.
Give me a minute. Here we are. We're back. I'm gonna use another
I still don't get how the
capture.
heck that guy is Verani, if it's Verana.
Alright. Here's a list of the kings of Edessa from Wiki, and I can confirm that this list is pretty accurate since, well, it does reflect what the Chronicle of Zutnan does say.
I can't read it. You're going to have to zoom in. Oh, that's better.
Yeah, I enlarged it. Alright. Here's the two Manu guys, and he thinks that King Manu VI, he's the son of King Abgar, he thinks that this guy is Jesus. Now, does it say Isis Manu in there? Leo, why don't you tell me?
No.
Maybe I'm going crazy.
Well,
Does it
says
say Isis
no.
Manu?
Oh, no.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. There is no Isis Manu. He doesn't exist. He is a figment. He's a figment of Ralph's delusion.
Yeah. That's about right.
Because that's exactly what it is. Anyway, we're going to be going through the list of people that he thinks are the same guy. Just real quick. And then we will go from there. Just give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so last night I missed a couple of names, as it turns out. So we're gonna fix.
It's not hard. There's so many of them. I can't blame you. There was a lot of names. Bless ya.
Thank you. You know, I never gave this document a name. It's just new text document or new rich text document. So I'm like, okay, let's just rename it to a bunch of names. That's the name of it. A bunch of names. All right. Let's take a look at this. I'm gonna enlarge it. All right. So all the people on the top is how many people he identifies as Jesus Christ. The people in the middle are Joseph, and the people on the bottom is Josephus Flavius. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Well, here we go. Jesus, Monobatus II, Justus of Tiberius, Bar Kamsa, Balaam, Basilides, a named crucified guy taken down by Josephus. Zadok, Mara Bar Serapon, unnamed king of the Jews. Jesus ben Ananis, Jesus son of Gamala, Jesus son of Seraphus, Yeshua ben Pantera, Yeshua ben Stada, King Arthur. Every time. Christus, Jesus Justus, the Egyptian false prophet, teacher of righteousness. Alyssa, Jesus Christ.
Oh, you know what? We didn't even talk about James yet, did we?
Right. No.
All right, guys. Let's talk about how many people is James.
Okay, so
Menahem ben Judah. James. Stephen.
Valiant, not kidding. Come on. Hey, that was... You know, I always thought that
Manu,
James Stevens Valiant would
the
have
fifth.
a bad time with
Guys, he
dressing
thinks
tall
King
people.
Manu the Fifth is James. Dead serious about that.
Yep, he does.
James
Well, think is not...
4 different people already. 4 different people. 4.
Right. Now that's a little in Ellis land, and Ellis land 4 different people is really a little. But for normal people, that's impossible. Like if you tell me one person is 2 guys, okay, so it happens. You know, confusion. 3 guys, oof, that's difficult. 4 is ridiculously implausible, but could happen. 5 is stupid, and we're gonna get more.
I'm trying to
Who
figure
else
out if
does
I can.
Yeah, I think there's another one.
I don't think I can right now. Yeah, he doesn't identify as many people with James as he does the other guys, but it's just...
He wants to, you know.
I'm sure he does.
Oh wait, who is James parallel to Arthur?
Who is what to Arthur?
Who is the James parallel in the Arthurian legend?
I don't think he states it. I don't know.
It has to be though.
Yeah, for once. He doesn't hand toss somebody in an Arthurian legend.
Yeah, which is atypical, but I guess he just forgot. I guess he just forgot to mention it.
I guess he did. Here, let's see if we can get somebody else on.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we got 6 people watching. That's a good number.
Yep.
All right, guys. We got the Bart Ehrman GoFundMe happening right now. Link is in the description. It's also in the chat, pinned. If any of you wants to support us and help us get Bart Ehrman on, Professor Bart D. Ehrman, We're at $103 right now. Let's get to 200. Let's get to 200 bucks. Oh yeah, I'll see if I can get the link in the OBS. Just give me a second. Okay, so there's another window capture ability right here, and I'm going to show the fundraiser real quick. There it is. $103 raised, guys, out of 1,000. Let's get some more, guys. Let's get some more. All right. Enough of that being said. So yeah, there's actually two more guys that he equates to King Abgar I forgot about last night. Nicodemus and Simon Bofus. Oh, there's another one. Simon Bofus Sr. Yeah, he actually thinks two different Simon Bofuses and Josephus, who died one died long after the other did, are the same guy too. Yeah, forgot about that.
Right, you know, said King Abgar the Fifth, King Monobazus, Pharates the Fifth, Simon Magus, Uther Pendragon, King Bars, Merlin. That's three guys from the Arthurian legend, by the way.
Yeah.
Judas the Galilean, Gamliel, Saphias, Ananus, Pantera, meaning this guy is the father of Jesus. Joseph meaning, Joseph Flavius. Agabus, Tudius, Nicodemus, Simon Botus Senior, and he's both Simon Senior and the son.
Yeah.
How is one guy his son?
I don't know. Ask Ralph. Sean Day said just tip $10 in the GoFundMe.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's what I'm talking about, guys. You want... Oh, hey. You want to join the stream? Because last night, I said that whoever donates $10 can join the stream.
Yep.
Come right in. Come on in.
Come on, we have fun here. We have fun here.
Come join in. Questions? Anything? Let's see here. We are officially at... Yeah, I just got the email notifying me the $10 has been donated.
Yeah, it says 103 when I took things.
Yeah, it takes time to update.
Okay.
It'll get there. Come in, Sean. You got Zoom? It's free. Let's get a guest in here.
Come on, we're gonna have fun.
We're already having tons of fun here.
We're gonna have more fun.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing streams when we do with these critiques, all about this up to the day, the final day.
It will become really soon because the videos are being edited. So.
Oh man, I'm gonna miss this. I'm gonna miss this stuff. I'm gonna miss what we're doing.
I get that, but I'm kind of glad to have it done.
I know.
It's not going anywhere. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and I'm gonna miss it too. But
I'm gonna
say
miss
goodbye. It's like when Ash had to let go of a Butterfree. The Pokemon.
Shuan, you interested in joining us in Zoom? The link is right there in the chat.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. We're nice. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Aha, here we go. That's what I'm talking about.
It's computer audio.
Welcome in, Sean Day. How you doing?
Yeah, good. I don't know what's happening with the video. I've never used this camera before, so.
Yeah, you just click
the
the video chat button on the Zoom. It should enable.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
not what he looks like?
Down the bottom.
Give it a minute. Give him a minute. He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out.
No, I'm kidding. It's like it's not what he looks like because I
course
thought he
not.
actually looks like that. Oh, okay. I'm surprised.
I just worked out that the TV's about 5 seconds delay, so now I can hear properly. I've got a weird camera setting here, so I'm not really sure. But I watched you guys last night, and you said you weren't going to talk about Alice again, but I've come back and you've yeah.
Well,
What we're saying is when the interview comes out, when that scholar comes on, that's what I said last
Oh
night.
yeah.
When that show comes on, it's over. So
yeah, and
every
we talked-
minute we'll do these live shows where we talk about it. Oh wait, Sean Day, do you have a Facebook profile? Your name sounds familiar.
No, I'm anonymous. I'm here in Australia. Don't do any social networking.
Yeah, that's a good idea, especially in Australia. I live there. I
But,
know.
I watch you. I mean, I watch Derek on Myth Vision and Neil
Right.
on Gnostic Informant. I heard you talking. You're not getting as many invites last night, but no, I enjoy you, especially when you do your timelines. When you set it all out.
Yeah, so the thing is, this is actually a big problem that I was having with Ellis, is that, okay, his timeline of Odessa is way off. It's a catastrophe. Like, here's the thing, the king he calls Isis, there's only two kings called that, Izates. There was Izates, the father of Helena and Bazus, and he died about 4 BCE. This book here, the Chronicle of Zutnan, calls him King Manu III. That's basically the same guy. And then Bazus took his place as the new king of Edessa, Adiabeni. Josephus calls it Adiabeni, the Chronicle of Zutnan calls it Edessa. So, but it's the same kingdom. And Bazus, he dies around 31. And so he's obviously not King Abgar V. And I'll admit that, like, when I researched King Abgar V and Bazus, it was a bit confusing at first, because even Professor Eisman thought maybe they were equatable. Although I don't agree with that, because Abgar died in the 50s, Bazus died in the 30s. They're obviously not the same guy. Died 20 years apart. I mean, that's one of the simplest ways of telling they're not the same guy, without getting too complex. And the other thing is, you see my videos, Sean, so I'm sure you're familiar with the evidence that I presented that the Edessans were pro-Roman.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty thorough with your stuff, and yeah, Ralph. Yeah, it's all those conflations that he does.
Yeah, just look at this.
Any word that sounds like anything else, he says that's the same.
Yeah, he might as well say that since Berman has a letter A in there and an R, and Ralph has a letter R and an A in there, it's the same word. Like, you must. It's literally. I mean, I'm not joking with this list here. People he conflates. Jesus is 22 people. King Abgar is how many? 17 people. I lost count.
17.
What?
Wait, I'll count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 17, yeah.
Okay, I was right. So
Okay, so just you know, by Ralph Ellis's logic, I can prove that King Arthur is Australian. You know how?
Go on.
Son is gonna get it. You know, where is King Arthur? Where did King Arthur retire to?
Oh, no idea.
he claims
Avalon.
okay, so yeah, so
And in
so
Australia, what
Sean,
is the
Sean.
second biggest airport in Melbourne? Son, do you know?
oh, Leo.
You
So,
know,
yeah,
he
Avalon,
knows.
yeah.
I'm just curious
It's
about something.
Avalon.
I'm just curious about something.
So,
Sean,
so King Arthur went to Australia.
so Sean,
Or not?
were you saying you were having problems with your webcam earlier?
Yeah, no, I've never used it. I've got a new laptop, and it's got a slide, and I've just had the slide off. So
All
I
right,
don't
so
normally go on.
if you want to, if you, in case you want to use it, what you do is you go to your Zoom settings, you go to the
Yeah.
video settings, and you select that webcam, and
It's
then
not-
you click the turn on video button that should show up on the top, on the bottom left. When you move your mouse around, the button should show up.
So I've got a thing saying stop video, but I've got no video. So,
Yeah, so just why don't you just click on that and then turn it back on, see what happens.
All right.
Okay, try it again. Yeah, maybe go to your video
Yeah, I
set.
think okay, I get it. It means that the camera is locked and it's not giving access to zoom.
All right, there you go. You just need to give
There
you
you
need to
go.
give it permission to be
Probably,
used.
probably good. I've got a good head for radio. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
I went up to
So
it sick
either,
once and they told her,
either
hey,
do that
sorry.
or go to your Zoom settings and make sure it's properly selecting the laptops. Okay, that aside, yeah. So that's the kind of criticisms that Ralph gets from scholars like Thomas Varani. That like, okay, well, he's conflating over and over and over and over again nonstop. He is, and it's ridiculous. It really is. And like the scholars that I've talked to agree with me, with my research on the kings of Edessa, that they are pro-Roman. They don't agree with Ralph Ellis. And that's
Anybody who's not a Ralph Ellis fan will agree with you on this. And I mean everybody.
how
like-
bad it is for Ralph. That's how bad it is. Like really.
Like you get a mythicism, like if you talk about, I don't know, something like mythicism and historicism, you go to the guy on the street and you tell him all the relevant facts and you try to make a good argument for both sides. It's kind of 50-50 what he's going to get, what he's going to lean into. However, if you try to convince, your thing and Ralph Ellis's thing, 99.9% of the people are going to agree with you, undoubtedly. The only people who are going to believe it are those who want to believe. So in a sense, it's kind of like a religion where believing is the reason for, wanting to believe is the reason to believe. Because there isn't any other reason to it.
Right. Right. And the thing is, the more I research into this, like, here's the thing. I've made stupid mistakes in the past, even with etymology, but I corrected myself. And there's a scholar here and there that helped me with my research, and I appreciate that. And I took criticism very seriously, unlike Ralph. And honestly, it's because of Ralph's nonsense. It made me think to be more skeptical about etymology than I even used to be during my earlier days of research. I became a lot more skeptical about etymology, and I it's just because Ralph abused etymology. He abused the hell out of it. He just did. And I'm like, okay. The fact of the matter is, let's go over to some facts. We are told by Josephus that King Zamaris, who is basically King Monobaz a senior, was given land and tax exemption by Herod the Great. Jasim, his son, became the bodyguard of Herod Agrippa I. Philip, Jasim's son, became an ally of King Agrippa II. This is a pro-Roman family. Zamaris is given land and tax exemption. The Romans allowed Queen Helena to build a palace, for goodness sake, in Jerusalem. At Jerusalem. About 70 years before the war even occurred. And they're supposed to be, according to Ralph, the enemies of Rome, which is just ludicrous.
If that's how they treat their enemies, don't ask how they treat their friends.
Tell me about it.
So, son, I just proved to you that King Arthur died in Australia.
Yeah.
Because Avalon is the second biggest airport in Melbourne. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, I've worked there.
Oh, yeah, it's a pretty nice airport. Pretty nice.
A little bit out, but same with Tullamarine was. Worked there as well.
Yeah, Tullamarine is Tullamarine. It's Tullamarine or Tullamarine?
Tullamarine.
Yeah, Tullamarine is it's not a very good airport if you ask me, and I've been to a bunch, so it's like I'm not kidding you. I was in the Avalon airport and I talked to my mom and it's like, Mom, it's like, Leo, where are you? And I said, oh, Mom, I'm in Avalon. And she was like, oh shit, you took drugs and became crazy, didn't you? And I was like, no, it's really the name. And she's like, yeah, so it's a funny name. That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
I know the history of it.
I mean, it's just Avalon. It's a thing from British mythology, and they named.
But,
I mean,
yeah, they named everything in Australia after British stuff, so we've got all the same place names.
yeah, there's even funny
very
stuff like
original.
Ferntree Gully and Baronia, and
So you've
there's
been in
even
Melbourne a bit.
yeah, I lived in Melbourne for a while, and in the top end, the north, there's a place called Darwin, which is named after the biologist, and before that it was named Palmerston over the prime minister of the area. So it's everything is named after British stuff, no doubt
Sydney,
about
Lord
it.
Sydney, Lord Melbourne,
Yeah, and
Lord
Adelaide
Brisbane.
was the name of the wife of Adelaide was the name of a woman that was involved in this people. But yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah,
And if it's not, yeah.
Oh no, I'm just going to say they still can't chuck off all the British stuff. We've still got the Queen of England as the Queen of Australia.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, apparently we're not good enough to have our own president. So,
Hey, well, hey! Australia has the best politicians money can buy.
my ex-wife was Russian, and she said, "Oh, all their politicians are corrupt." And I said, "The difference with the West is we've made all the corruption legal."
Corruption is a funny thing. But yeah, no, I mean, it's really. I mean, I'm not kidding with you. When I lived there, I asked some Australians, "What's the name of the prime minister?" And a lot of people just didn't know the answer.
Oh, we had about 5 in a year. They weren't lasting.
Yeah,
more
I
than a
don't
year.
blame them because of that. Because the prime minister doesn't do anything in Australia apparently. Like
You don't
the
get to
governor
vote
of
for him. You don't vote for him.
Yeah, you don't
He's
vote for
got
him
one
directly.
electorate out of about 150 in Australia, and
Yeah.
those people in his electorate vote for him. And then if his party wins the majority, he gets in, but you don't directly elect him.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of like in Israel with Bibi and stuff like that. It's weird, but it's a parliamentary system. It's not a presidency. That's the thing to realize.
You have a president, though, don't you?
No, the president is just a figurehead. It's like the queen or
Yeah, but we don't even have the figurehead. We have the governor
no, the
general.
figurehead. No, the figurehead is the queen. So
Yeah.
it's like Britain. Britain doesn't have a fig. It's like for the queen, or like in Sweden where they have a king, or Netherlands where they have a king, or trying to think of another country. And in Spain they also have a king somehow. It's really weird.
Some weird Sheila on TV wanted to invade Australia. Tell her no thanks.
It's like, look, the I don't care how strong your army is, the weather is gonna get you before anything else. So good luck.
Yeah. I'm in Queensland, so it's pretty hot up here. Afternoon.
Oh my god, did you know they wanted to call the Northern Territory Kingsland because it's near Queensland? I heard that. I was like, wow, that's so stupid. It has to be true.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We've got rid of Jacob. He's left.
no, Jacob he sent me a message. He has to do something, so he asked me to try to keep the stuff going.
You want to get back on
Technical.
topic, or I'm an atheist, and I was just watching YouTube, and this thing came
Yeah.
up, and it said that Jesus was a myth, and I thought, oh, geez, that's funny. I always thought there was some guy, and they made up all the stories and the miracles and things like that. But
Oh, the miracles have
I
to be
started
made up.
watching Myth Vision, and then I got it. Saw some of Jacob's stuff and like Gnostic Informant and stuff like that. I find it funny that people, especially because we're not very religious compared to Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, high atheist like me, about 25-30%.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a lot of it because you're counting, because, there's a lot of Chinese, let's face it, there's a lot of Chinese immigrants or like South Asian immigrants to Australia recently who are, like you count, if you're a Taoist, you're an atheist in Australia. So it's not, or if you're mainland China, you're technically an atheist. So there's a lot of Chinese people in the city in Australia right now. So.
Not for long, not the way we're going.
Hey.
Nuclear submarines to keep the nasty Chinese.
No, they're nuclear.
people
They're
away.
nuclear powered submarines. They don't have nukes.
Yeah, ridiculous. But
I Oh, they're coming back. So back to the actual stuff that you guys.
We'll get back to the story.
Oh yeah. Y'all see this meme? This is something I was using earlier. Schwarzenegger. Jesus is King Arthur. Jesus in the Terminator, Episode 2. This is a meme I made for the spoof coming out. Although it's still in development. It's not even. It's in pre-production right now. Leo and I are working on it. Leo's helping me.
It's not even in pre-production technically.
It's in pre-production.
It's in planning. That's the.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Not word for it. Pre-production is when you actually shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
Or produce it. So that's pre-production is when you actually produce it. Post-production is when you edit the stuff you produced. So.
Right.
I have a background in film, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! Look, I'm a screenwriter by trade or training, whatever, and I couldn't make up the shit Ralph Ellis comes up with, even if I had like 5 million years to come up with the most wacky story imaginable. Now, I'm not saying he's talented. I'm saying he's crazy.
Right. So we stopped off last night at this. We were talking about Arthur ended up in Jesus going to prison in Britain.
Right.
Because according to Ralph
Of
Ellis,
course. Why not?
yeah, the Fortress Diva was built for him, and as of Roman Guantanamo Bay. So that's where we're at.
Yep.
What's that
That's
beeping
what
I'm
this is
hearing?
about. Air conditioner.
I see.
The real God of Israel. Come on, we can't live here without air conditioner.
And then Ralph will say that the air conditioner is actually Yahweh.
Of course.
Why not?
Leo believes air conditioner is a god.
Tell me about it. Good guys, the GoFundMe's still in there if anyone else wants to donate. Sean Day, I want to say thanks again for the $10. So, alright. Let's go find a Tom Barani article, another one, to continue the critique. Because right now, I'm going to admit, I don't know what to say right now. So let's go find something to say. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to go for the Wayback Machine to access it, because unfortunately...
Yeah, what happened to Tom Verani's website?
Yeah, he took it down.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Alright, let's go to the Wayback Machine. Where the hell is it? There it is.
What?
I'm gonna drop out, but thanks for having me on.
No, we're having fun.
Oh, no problem, man.
Oh,
Anytime.
it doesn't matter. I mean, I've got nothing to add to you guys. I haven't got the expertise, the knowledge. Being an atheist, I haven't even got like.
Literally, you could literally just stay in here and laugh.
You know, I'm also an
at what we're-
atheist.
at what we're about to read.
Heck, you can just make jokes. It's pretty good. Because honestly, you don't. This is gonna sound absurd, but you don't need to be an expert in order to know that okay, this stuff is impossible. That's just how bad Ralph Ellis's quote unquote research is.
Especially when you watch all the proper scholars, whether you agree or disagree with them, they still set themselves up. It's much more plausible than what he's doing. He's the anything is possible, but you know none of it's plausible.
Aliens. You know, it's the guy who says aliens, but
Guys,
also.
guys, y'all gotta see this shit. Y'all gotta see this shit.
Okay.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Just wait for it. Just wait for it.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Now, so I got it in 1 second. Now I just can't find it. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah, I'll get it. Comes, it goes. It comes and it goes, and then it stays.
I'll find it. Don't worry. I will find it.
I was on yesterday. Okay, so my grandmother. Just a disclaimer. So my
Oh,
grandmother
I
actually.
got it. Hold on. I got it.
Okay, I'll tell you the story in a second. Okay, so, anyways, my grandmother. This full disclaimer: she has a background in biblical studies, and that counts archaeology. Academia. She studied in
guys.
university. And
So,
I told her about.
Spartacus is entering the stream. I am Abgar. No, I'm Abgar.
Yeah.
This is one of the scholars made. This is really funny as hell. I mean, the Abgar is like 17 different people. So
Yeah, so I mean, they're gonna have to crucify 17 different guys that are Spartacus.
right.
So, anyways, I told my grandmother about this theory that Jesus is King Arthur, and she just laughed, and she was like, "Are you serious?" Yeah, and she doesn't know anything about basically Christian origin. She just knows the Old Testament and biblical era stuff almost exclusively, and she just laughed
When did you tell her that?
yesterday.
Did you tell her about the nonsense, all the other crap Ralph says?
I did, but she just dismissed me and started watching back her Turkish soap operas again, because she was like, "Yeah, this is more entertaining."
I don't blame her, because it's insane. It's insanity.
Yeah, it's really
And I
insanity.
understand that somebody doesn't feel like dealing with it.
I'm Akbar. Akbar.
I think we looked at this article last night, but let's look at it again, because this is just funny. This is written by Dr. Aaron Adair. Jesus was King Arthur and a pharaoh and King of Edessa. The scholarship of Ralph Ellis. Yeah, I know. A more plausible.
What is his background? Has he got any qualifications in anything?
I think he.
All I
worked at
know
the
is
airport.
Ralph used to work at an airport.
Well,
I used to
that's
work at
not
the
a
airport.
I used to work at airports too. So
Right.
I actually also used to work at the airport. I did. I was in charge of public transport from terminals, between terminals, and long-term parking. I was in charge of the buses for a shift. What did you do?
air traffic control.
Yeah. Okay. So that's similar to what I did. Yeah. No, my
Melbourne,
bus.
Sydney, Brisbane, and I ended up at Abu Dhabi for a little while, but didn't last long. That was interesting, being in a Muslim country where you're
No, it's not
second
nice.
class.
It's not nice. Yeah.
Second class.
But
sort of
that's
citizen.
part of their theology. So that's part of their theology. So
Skeptic says hi. Welcome in, Skeptic.
but
Yeah,
the
so
pay
this
must
is
have been
a
really
blog
good.
where everybody's just teaming up against Ralph in the boxing match, and it's not going well for Ralph.
Dear Mr. Adair, I look forward to your next blog trip. Ralph Ellis, oh God.
Steve Caruso, not sure if I'm pronouncing that last name right. Apologize if I did. Skurban 909
It's
versus
Caruso.
Tom Verani. Oh, thank you. Everybody versus Ralph. Let's just keep it simple.
Careful, Alice does lose enough to conflate you with Yahtzee. You can't say it. So the name is of Jewish origin, as in my middle name. I guess you will say I'm a Jewish Yahtzee. Okay, that's.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would say that. Tom Verani says, "Mr. Ellis,
What is
as
he,
you have
some
yet to address my arguments against your work, including your incessant and incorrect claim that I wrote a book review, a claim I have never made. There is no apology necessary. You have felt it more appropriate to smear my name, unsuccessful as it has been for you, rather than deal with any of the criticisms I have raised against your online content. In fact, you have addressed no argument against your work, merely made assertion after unsupported assertion, along with ad hominem attacks. I must believe now that you actually do not know the difference between an unsupported assertion and a supported historical theory.
He doesn't.
Damn right. You have yet to prove me wrong, though you have been given a multitude of chances when you can adequately deal with the concerns I raise in a manner, becoming a serious student of history. And if you can demonstrate my conclusions but your hypotheses are wrong, then you will have my apology. I hope I've been clear. Okay. Ralph Ellis says, Mr. Varani, one of the main aspects of your review is your review of the front cover of my book, in which case you have tactically admitted that your review is of my book. Indeed, how could you possibly review the theory that Jesus was king of Bethesda if you did not read my book? Oh my goodness. Your continued refusal to acknowledge that you have misrepresented my work is only fooling yourself. He did not misrepresent your work, Ralph. You're the one that's misrepresenting your own work. Yep. Everyone else around you can see that. Your replies are full of bluster of the substance, as you have refused to address or explain even one issue that I have raised. But please do not think that your prevarication and evasion will be without consequence. Life is not like that, as you will learn one day.
Of course, that's how we will learn. Right. Yeah, he will learn one day. Cool.
That sounds like a threat. Tom Barani links to
No,
Daniel,
I don't think it's a threat.
Sort of. I'm not alone in thinking this. I'm going to read this comment that agrees with that assessment. Daniel McClellan.wordpress, that's from Tom. Bob Cargill says, is Mr. Ellis making threats? They sound a little like threats. I'm not a big fan of threats online. I feel like I should start writing things down once again. Mm-hmm.
As you will learn one day, I mean, it doesn't mean he will learn it. It's like, I don't think you can say that it's a threat.
Well, I mean, we're going to disagree with that. Somebody could interpret it as a threat, and obviously that's what two people just did here, myself and that other guy.
Threats are not there to be interpreted as threats. Like, the point about the threat
as you will,
is that it's a threat.
So what does as you will learn one day mean then? Anyway,
I mean, it could.
I'm moving on. We're going to argue about this all night.
Yeah, we are.
Georgie says Ralph Ellis is Elias. Tell me about it. He's Helios too. Elijah, Elisha, might as well.
He's also the guy who wrote the Enigma Ellis.
Anybody with the letter E in there is Ellis.
Right, and he also wrote the Enigma Elise.
Yeah, he's Ellis too.
And he's related to that singer lady, Betty Ellis, who is like sings really low volume and did the new James Bond song. You know who I'm talking about? Son, you know who I'm talking about? Betty Ellis?
No,
Sean?
Sorry, I'm not following. I chucked another 10 in your GoFundMe.
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks again. Wow.
Yeah, wow, thank you.
I'll get out because I want to go for a drink and stuff myself.
Sure, no problem, man.
But nice talking with you boys. Keep it up.
Yeah, feel free to join again. We're going live tomorrow night.
All right.
Yeah.
See you later, man.
See ya.
Enjoy your beer. Have a good. Wait, how do you say enjoy your beer in Aussie? No worries. Take it easy. All good.
Beat Lincoln.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna do a couple more. We're gonna look at a couple more stuff, and then, like, I wanted it to be a long stream, but I think we'll do the long stream tomorrow because I'm getting a little tired versus last night. Plus, I got a video to edit, so I mean.
Yeah, that's true. How many videos? Those videos to edit.
But anyway, one thing at a time. We're not done yet. We got a little bit of ways to go.
Oh.
Yeah, let's take this article alone.
Cannot believe what I just read. The
I'm not reading
hysteria.
that crap. That's
Okay.
That's pseudo Ralph Ellis fan. Dr. Aaron Nadir responds saying, I see a lot of error in conspiracy concerning academia, but you haven't pointed to anything that is factually wrong in what was said. You are free to do so. Anything I was incorrect about, I will amend. That's a professional statement.
Yeah,
unlike that conspiracy, insane mental asylum retard above. Ralph, oh dear. This is somebody that likes Ralph Ellis.
I mean, we could read it out loud, but it's so cringe. We would be doing you a disservice.
There's just somebody else that needs to be put in an asylum for a little while.
It didn't sound good. Maybe. He should voluntarily check in, of course. But he should voluntarily check in, of course. But we'll do him good if he does.
Yeah.
Jesus face palm.
Well, my brain has just turned to clay. It's kind of like how Geordi in Star Trek Next Generation would put it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and head off. We'll do another live stream tomorrow. Well, I plan on doing it a couple of hours earlier than when we started today.
So,
Okay. Well, Leo, thanks for joining me once again. We shall continue this tomorrow. First of all, we gotta finish editing that video beforehand. Alright, I'll be heading off, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, comment. Check out the links in the description. Check out the GoFundMe to Bart Ehrman. Let's get him on this channel, guys. Help me out. Thanks in advance.